The fighting may have almost completely stopped, but for Armen and Armina the war is not over. Their 19-year-old son Hamlet isn't home yet. And this, they're sure, is him being captured by Azerbaijani troops last October. Since then, they've heard nothing, and Azerbaijan denies holding him.
During these months, we've seen too much pain. We've lost our faith in the government, in the elections. I won't participate. I will not vote. We're far from politics, and all we want is our children.
Last week, Azerbaijan returned 15 Armenian military prisoners. In exchange, Baku received a map showing landmines in an area they won back in last year's fighting. Although the numbers are disputed, Azerbaijan still holds 60 to perhaps 200 Armenians it calls terrorists. Prisoners of war are just one of the damaging consequences of Armenia's military defeat.
Losing war psychologically puts a society in a disadvantageous situation, but society feels more stressed when imminent humanitarian problems are not being resolved for the society.
Officially, nearly 4,000 Armenians were killed or disappeared when Azerbaijan took back territory lost to Armenia during the First War over disputed Nagorno-Karabakh, which ended in 1994. On this hillside overlooking Yerevan, you really get a sense of Armenia's loss. This is the main military cemetery, and each of these soldiers fell in last year's war, many of them barely out of their teens. So Armenia is mourning its sons, its brothers, its fathers, but it's also mourning a sense of itself as a country. On the new borderlines, Russian troops keep an uneasy truce, and Armenians have been displaced from their homes, like Azerbaijanis were nearly 3 decades ago.
I miss my house. Every day I come here to gather time. I look at my house and I cry.
The crisis has triggered early elections, due this weekend. Candidates are blaming each other for the defeat. But this analyst says the real problems, years of military overconfidence and squandered internationally mediated peace negotiations, are being ignored.
The absence of a diplomatic strategy, the failure of military lessons learned, none of these are being addressed by any candidate, neither from the opposition nor the government. No one has been able to articulate either what they would have done differently or what they will do differently if elected.
Armenia will soon have a new parliament, but how and if it can bring this country out of its trauma is far from clear. Rory, Challands, Al Jazeera, Yerevan.